welcome back. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday and that your weekend was nice, relaxing, and you filled your cup. Going into that.
So cute.
I wish it was our weekend right now.
Me too.
We're just, gonna manifest and feed into a great weekend that's upcoming with that.
Yes. I love that.
So, this topic is a bit controversial. I can never say that word.
Controversial.
And if you are any of our current clients, please know that this is not about you in any sort of way.
Yeah.
Or have to do with you guys. But we're gonna talk about, well, two things, but I'm just gonna start off with topic number one so that you guys stay tuned and surprised for the second. Chrissy, have you ever lied to get a client?
Absolutely.
Mind you, she does hair.
Dirty liar. And it was when I first started, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Client?
Actually, yeah,
okay.
I do. And I've actually have since told her this story, so she's just gonna get a fucking kick out of it when she listens to this podcast. So in beauty school, they don't teach you how to do balayage, lived in color, or anything like that, right?
Explains why my balayage has ruined
always
my
looked
hair
like shit. Just kidding. But no, it's genuinely just not something they're able to teach, right? Mm-hmm. It's more of like, okay, this is color, this is, single process, hair cutting, out the door you go.
Yeah.
So I very early on knew that I did not want to be doing like roller sets and like, just regular schmegular color. I wanted to like find my niche and like grow in that and whatnot. So I started putting on Instagram that I was taking on new balayage clients, right? This was back when hairstylists on Instagram were posting like opening my book.
Oh, I need a model.
Yes. This was back like 2017, 2018, right?
When like a new hairstyle trend was out. And
exactly.
They needed to get it done
I need
on
my
someone.
model. Yep. Or, hey guys, so last month I was booked up and now I'm open, right? So I was very open.
Riding that wave.
Yeah, and I also was very open and had no pending clients and was just really desperate to get my hands on a balayage, right? So I posted on Instagram. I also, when I started off doing hair, was like literally getting, I'm not joking, you can go to my freaking archived post, 300 to like 400 likes on like a post. Swear to God, this like Instagram back in 2018 was hot for me. Okay. Like hot. Okay. We won't talk about that. But anyway, so I post on Instagram and I'm like, all right, I am looking for one lucky girl to fill in this one appointment gap that I have left for the month. It was like the last week of the month, by the way. And I was like looking for a balayage client, must have virgin hair. This girl hits me up, right? And she's like, hey, Chrissy, love your page, love what you do, would love to book this balayage. It was the next day that she had available, right? So I'm like, yeah, of course. You're so lucky. I have this one appointment opening. So I run into the salon the next day. I tell the front desk guy, his name was Ryan. I'm like, Ryan, I need you to book this girl. Books her, and her name was Taryn. Books her. And she comes in that day at like 3:00, right? I shit you the fuck not. I did not know how to do a balayage.
No.
Like, I'm not joking. I did not know the placement of a balayage. I didn't know what to do with the hair.
You just knew what it should look like.
I just knew what it should look like at the end. So I go on Masters of Balayage Instagram. Okay. And they had a $69 course.
Oh no.
Swear to God. That you can pay immediately and it would instantly download all the videos.
Okay.
So I had about 3 hours before her appointment.
Oh.
So I'm like,
how long were the videos?
Huh?
How long were the videos?
It was probably like 45 minutes a pop, and there was probably like 9 videos. I swear to God, I'm not joking.
So you cut some corners.
I'm not joking. So I'm like
watching
reading them, right?
Watching it in speed.
No, literally, I'm like in the break room sweating, okay? Because I'm like, holy shit, this bitch is gonna be here, So she walks in, and I all of a sudden like pep talk myself in the bathroom. I'm like, you got this. You can balayage the shit out of her hair, and I did her balayage. Can we insert the pictures?
Yeah, I can.
I'm gonna like insert pictures, okay? It was.
I hope you still have it.
I do.
Okay.
I do. They're archived. I actually was just looking at them a couple weeks ago because I like to every now and then like look at where I started, humble myself. But I killed it. for not knowing what the fuck I was
Was she
doing.
happy?
Oh my God, she ate me up, and that one girl got me 15 bookings.
Awesome.
15 bookings. And I remember that number because I have it written down on like my old schedules used to get printed out. And I wrote down how many referrals she gave me.
Wow.
Because I love to like track shit like that. I'm weird. But if I would have never lied to her,
You would have never had her
I
in
would
your chair.
not
No.
be the stylist I am today with a full-blown lived-in balayage clientele.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe that me practicing on Taryn's head was the best thing my career could have ever had.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Taryn. Because
Taryn.
if not you filling her books, she wouldn't have needed me, and this wouldn't be here. So I guess the whole podcast is thanks to her.
And thank you, Masters of Balayage. I would love to be sponsored. I've been a avid follower of your content.
Gosh.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, like I lied like a dirty, filthy rat.
Yeah.
And it worked. No regrets. Did I feel bad about it in the moment? Absolutely.
Yeah, and you're probably shitting yourself when you were doing her hair.
I was not
Yeah.
well. Like I was
No.
not well.
I hope you didn't have lunch that day.
No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. Are you kidding me? Absolutely I did not eat. But I do remember like after she left, and it also took me like 8 hours to do this girl's balayage, by the way. I shit you.
Practice makes perfect.
And now it takes me like an hour.
When I got my hair done by you,
Uh-huh.
I was like my mom was like, "You're already done?" Like my friends were like, "That was so quick." And it
Oh,
was
shut up.
Yeah, because usually, I mean, you knew when I first met you, and I was like, I
Yeah.
hate how long my hair took,
Yeah.
and I never get it done. That's why I want it to be like low maintenance color.
Yeah.
But it's also like I'm not happy with the color tone that I have.
Uh-huh.
It's not far off from what I sat down in the chair with,
Uh-huh.
and I would sit there for like 8-hour days. And
Yeah.
so that's what people around me were used to before
Yeah.
I got my hair done by you, because it was, I'm getting my hair done. It's a fully booked out day just to go to the
Oh,
salon.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm taking off of work for it.
Oh no, the women that sit in my chair love the fact that they're
Yeah.
not there all day. Like they'll literally like as they're leaving, they're like, "Oh my God, I have so much time on my hands."
Yes,
But I do have clients that lie to their husbands
of course.
and tell them that they're there all day, and they'll be like, "All right, now I'm gonna go spend the day with my for myself." I'm like, "You do that, girl."
They lie to.
Yes. But yeah, I was a dirty, filthy liar, and I am not ashamed of it. Now, on the flip side, since you got my dirty story, I need some dirty tea from you.
I would say I've stretched the truth,
Okay.
but I would say in the fact that like when I stepped into my social media and marketing PR business, I had no portfolio. I didn't even know where to start to make a portfolio. I
Yeah.
was reaching out to people blindly. But where I stretched the truth is I took like roles and tasks that aligned with what I would be offering to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of just flipped it to be like, yes, I could do this because of X, Y, and Z. So for like a black and white example, working in property management on-site leasing, I was tasked with fully running that property's social media account.
Yeah.
So did I have experience managing someone's account in any industry and like knowing algorithms
Yeah.
and knowing what content does what and why it does that? No.
Yeah.
But I was responsible for making sure the post was going out when it was needed.
Yeah.
It was something relevant and high quality and
Uh-huh.
like looking at all the details in the pictures. Which thank you, my one friend Stefan. I hope he's listening, because if not, I'll be really offended. But he truly taught me like every single detail mattered.
Yeah.
And for the other people I worked with, Chrissy and Savannah, not you, Chrissy,
No, I
another
figured.
Chrissy.
Yeah.
We would always go out and like take content pictures together, and Stefan would be the one to approve them for it to go out.
Uh-huh.
And we at first wouldn't notice all the little nitty-gritty details that went
Yeah.
into it, but there were moments where he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you not see this dot on the table of like sap from the tree above it that like
Yeah.
fell? And it was like the smallest things,
But it matters.
but it mattered. And it was the color grading, everything that went into it. And it was also like how we looked in front of the camera, which is why when like I'm there on your content days and there's a model in the chair or it's you, and I'm able to be like, wait, this little flyaway hair, let's move
Yeah.
it. Because all those things, if you aren't detail oriented with it, you're screwed with having that quality of the content to push out. So going into like when I was reaching out and trying to find clients to start out with, I didn't necessarily have something that was like black and white. I ran all these accounts. We had this much growth. I know algorithms and all the knowledge behind it. But with having the experience I had working on social media with people to an extent, and then getting my degree with business and knowing how to like use what I know about business and sales to kind of tie it into social media. And then of course like doing my own research on my own time, I stretched the truth to get to where I was. But I only did it because I knew I could. I knew I was capable of doing it. And I would say the only part where I did lie was the confidence that I had, because I knew I could get to where I was at, but going into like the first meetings with these people and the first discovery calls with them, I was shitting myself. I was what are they going to ask me? What can I expect? What can I offer? What can I promise? But then I changed my mindset and I was like, no, I know I could do this and I need to be confident, because if I'm not confident, why are they going to be confident that I could do it for them?
If there's anything that my old boss, like I only ever worked at one salon, and if there's anything that he ever taught me was no one needs to know how new at something you are or how inexperienced you are.
No.
The only thing that you owe the person that's seeking your service is good quality service. If it's good quality service, doesn't matter if you started yesterday, 7 years from now, or 2 days ago, right? Having the confidence to be able to be like, I know my worth and I know what I'm capable of doing is really all you need.
It's just like when we respond to our total capture clients, and I think when we were driving to like downtown West Palm, and one of us in the car started to read back what we wanted to say, and it was like the smallest word where I was like, no, cut that word out, because that sounds and it's crazy, but like you need to be detail oriented and you need to have the confidence and overanalyze everything you say and put out there for them, because one little thing, just like one second or sentence or word that you use in a first impression can set it off on the wrong track.
Absolutely.
So if you were like, yeah, I could totally take you, but I've only done balayage one time, or I've never done it before,
not gonna happen.
But I could give you like a discounted rate even. I bet you they would be like, no, look elsewhere.
I'm good, thank you so much.
If I said, oh, you're my first actual client for this, I just started, they would have been like,
so much hesitation. 100%. I could not agree with that more.
So definitely be transparent to the point where like you won't screw yourself over, but don't be like, show your confidence. And if you know you could do it, like use the truth.
Or just pay $69 and watch a video right before. It's fine.
Get a free trial for like LinkedIn learning courses
and you'll be fine.
I think that everyone embellishes on their resumes. It's so sad to say. But embellish to the point where if someone does fact check you, you're telling the truth.
I think that's also where I was safe, right? Like someone sitting in my chair is not going to know if what I was doing at that time was right or not.
How would they?
No.
That's why they're there.
All she cared about is if the foils were being put in her hair, if her hair was still attached to her head, and there was no streaky lines. Bet. Like, I got you on all three of those. So I think that also helps. Is like, y'all don't know what I'm doing. And that's how
she would fact check you. Like if she was sitting there and all of a sudden her hair's like gummy and like gross, she'd be like,
you don't know shit.
Do you even have your license? Like, my hair's falling out.
Literally.
So, but you had the confidence that wouldn't happen. So you were able to embellish to the point where if she did fact check you, you wouldn't have screwed yourself over. So,
all right. I want more juicy tea though.
So juicy tea, I think that a lot of people don't, at least in my industry, they don't talk about the frustrations with it. When you go into this industry of content creation, social media management, business growth, you're in it because of the experience that you have and the open-mindedness that you have, because let's be real, social media is always changing. Business plans and business growth, like how it's growing, is always changing with new resources, new mindsets, new like sale tactics. And creativity, because if you can't be creative with what's out there and what's working, you're not going to ever stand out from others in the industry. So with that being my mindset and like how I'm able to like bring success to my clients, I know, like, at least I can say I know what I'm doing, and I'm willing to be open to make it work in the industry. I'm willing to be open. When I say that, is like creative. There's a trend going on. We don't need to specifically stick to that trend, script for script, sound for sound, like filming angle for filming angle. We can take it and we can twist it to align with what you're doing. And most people don't want to be that open because they're worried, is it going to get across to the audience? Is it going to like do as good as just this cookie cutter trend? Or some people are like, trends are so cheesy, I don't want to do it. If you're not open to it, you're not going to be able to get the success that you want out of it. So a lot of people, when they talk about social media management and content creation, it's like, yeah, it's fun, we're making TikToks, we're doing these creative things, but they don't talk about the clients that are really picky. And when I say picky, it's like stubborn. They're closed-minded. They don't want to try that trend. They don't want to, they're like, it's not my thing, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And of course you're
They're
representing.
stuck in their like bubble that they have.
It's their lane. It's what they're comfortable with. And whether you're in front of the camera or not, you need to be comfortable with kind of merging over to another lane to have your business stand out in the industry.
Well, I also think when you're seeking someone's professional in like any like field, right? Any aspect, like if you're seeking someone's professional opinion, knowledge, or expertise, kindly step the fuck back.
Yeah.
Right?
There's
like,
a reason why you reached out to me.
100%. That'd be like a client sitting in my chair and telling me how to do the service from A to Z. Why are you in my chair then?
And it also, like, I've had like conversations where we have a discovery call, it goes great, and then they're like, but I think I could do what you're talking about doing on my own, so I'm gonna try it out and then I'll let you know. Well, people could
you
do
don't
the
have to
same.
call me out, Marley.
No, well, yeah, you kind of did that, but I like kept pushing. But it's the same thing as like, there's box hair out there. I could walk into Sally's. I could get hair color. I could do it myself. I could watch a video.
You can do anything yourself. If you want that quality, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, you know?
I think, like, and then if it doesn't work for them, they're just like, oh, social media is not working, I'm going to find something else. They don't reach back out. But there's so many times where I'll have a call, they say, oh, I'm going to try it myself. And then I see them try it themselves and they put it out there. And in my head, because of my experience and my knowledge and expertise on it, I'm able to sit there and say, yeah, this is a great reel because I know you and I know you don't know how to do reels. So the fact that you even took the time to do this, amazing. But there's way too much filter on it. There's way too much like transition on it. So I could barely see what you're selling. I could barely what are you highlighting?
Like
that's
the point's
completely
not
lost.
coming across. Yeah.
So to them, it's like, I made this reel, I pushed the content out, I could do this myself. But they don't have the knowledge behind it of every little nitty gritty detail that goes into it. Thank you, Stefan, for being able to like capture the quality and capture the message and actually push that out. And social media changes every single day. Yeah. So if you are not, like, if you don't have the time dedicated to specifically do the research and stay up to date with that stuff, you're never going to be successful with your social media and with your content creation. Yeah. If you don't put the time into the new hairstyle trends, the new like color styles, you would fall
if
behind.
I don't stay educated and I'm not constantly evolving and growing and feeding my craft, I would not be where I am today. But that's me constantly feeding it.
Exactly. And if someone goes to get their hair done by you, you're a custom color specialist. So if they go to you, just like how they would come to me for social media or business growth, and they're like, I want this content to go out on my page. And I'm like, that's not going to work for your audience and that's not going to work for you because of X, Y, and Z. They're like, no, but I want it. It's the same as if they go to you, they want this color, and you're like, it's not going to look on you what it looks like on that person that you're showing me this picture of. That's what people don't necessarily talk about, and it's in every industry. People are so stubborn, they're so closed-minded, and they're going to someone for help because they're the expert in it, but they can't take a step, not all of them, but most of them can't take a step back, and those are the like clients that can be so frustrating. Because then you don't want to push that work out on your page to promote yourself because you're not happy with it. There's clients where, I don't always want to use what I put out on other pages because it's not representing the quality that I know I can give, because I'm stuck in a box for what they want.
Yep.
So when I first started out, that was definitely something I had to navigate, was how can I stand true to what I want to do and still make them happy? And at the end of the day, it's an education piece.
Yeah.
At the beginning that they sit down or they talk with me, they have a mindset of what they want. And unless I could tell them why it's not going to work or why I want this for them instead, they're not going to be open to it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Communication is key at the end of the day. With everything.
100%. I think that's why, like, it doesn't happen often where, like, I'll have a client that sits in my chair that has, like, crazy unrealistic expectations. But when there are crazy unrealistic expectations, I am a firm believer. I am going to underpromise and overdeliver.
Yeah.
Because I am not going to sit here and promise you the moon when, like, I cannot give that to you. And I think that's in any field, right? In anything that you do. If you're forward producing.
Exactly.
Right?
I know that I could get someone to a happy point with their view count, their followers, but I will never sit here and say, I can get you to 10,000 followers in 2 months.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
No way.
And then that's the image and that's the number they have in their head that they go off of. And they're going to be disappointed in one way or the other.
100%. Yeah.
So, just an FYI 101 business running tip. And, I mean, it really is okay to embellish the truth. Only if you're able to not screw yourself over with fact checking.
I think that if you are truly understanding of your craft.
Yes.
Right? Like, for instance, when I lied to my client, I understood color theory. I understood bleach. I understood highlights. The only thing I did not know was a placement.
Yeah.
Of, like, where to put the foils. If you understand your craft, you're a master at it, I think it's okay to lie.
Yeah.
About, especially if you're just starting off, the amount of experience you have, what it is that you may specialize in. Maybe not lie, but if you want to, like, embellish the truth a little, don't do it recklessly. I mean, you know yourself better than anything. Did I know I was capable of doing it? Guys, I was also 22. I mean, whatever. I can't lie to you. I did not know I was capable of doing it, but it fucking worked, so can't.
You're just in your 20s.
I was just in my 20s, man. I was just in my 20s. Point blank, period.
I think everyone has room to grow in every business, so you don't need to say and promise that you could offer them the world. But definitely offer what you know you're capable of.
Yep.
And don't be so hard on yourself, because you're definitely capable of a lot more than what you've done and what you can confidently say you could do.
Yep.
Because everyone's confidence falls short with business or not.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And with that being said,
if you need a first client, feel free to pitch to us.
Yeah, send us a DM and we'll tell you if that's a lie or not.
2 truths and a lie. That's a great way to start off with a client.
I'm dead.
No, but honestly, like, you have to start somewhere.
Yep.
And you'll never get to the end goal unless you start somewhere.
Take a chance on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about taking chances on yourself. And at the end of the day, even if you're fully established, your client is always going to be taking a chance on you because they're picking you to do it.
Yep.
So be your
100%.
biggest fan.
Yeah, be your biggest fan, be your biggest advocate, educate yourself, and go out there and be the freaking rock star that you want to be.
And we can't wait to hear what business ventures came from this. And we're sorry for any clients out there of yours that are like, what the fuck? Now I'm getting lied to.
Oh, no. No. Now I'm like 10 years deep. There's nothing I can lie about to them about. They know. Honestly, if you sit in my chair, 90% of my clients have been with me long term.
Yeah.
Right? I have like good amount of new clients, but 90% of my clients have been with me a very long time. They know every intimate detail about me and my life.
They'd call it out in a second.
Yes. And 90% of them already know this story.
Yeah. And I'm a horrible liar. So it just doesn't work.
Not going to happen.
But you really do have to take a chance on yourself.
Yeah.
And your clients will always take a chance on you. So honestly, like, just
go out there
do
and
it.
hustle.
Just do it.
And on that note, I hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday. And catch you on the flip side.